What's up, Able audience? I'm back again. That's right, second episode. So, first thing you're going to notice is I'm rocking a new haircut. Really, I got tired of fixing my hair, and thanks to Squid Games and K-pop, this hairstyle is back in. I've still got some growth to go to make it look like it's supposed to, but y'all are just going to have to put up with my Oliver Tree looking head right now. But before I go on and on and on and on and on, if you've been following me this far, then you've heard that I mentioned that I have limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. And today, I'm going to answer the question, William, what is muscular dystrophy? Not just what I have, but the overall term. So let's get into it. This is AbleOrange. My name's William. Let's go. This is Concord Park, located in Farragut, a charming community within the greater Knoxville area in Tennessee. Today, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to cover and answer an important question: what is muscular dystrophy? But before we dive into that, I'll also be taking you with me to explore just a small section of this beautiful park. And trust me, there's plenty to see, and who knows what surprises we might stumble upon along the way. Alright, so let's jump right into it. So what is muscular dystrophy exactly? It's actually not just one condition, but a group of genetic disorders that cause muscle weakness and loss of muscle mass. There are many different types, but they all involve mutations in the genes responsible for healthy muscle function. For me, personally, it's something that affects my day-to-day life in ways that might not be always visible. And that's part of why I'm making this video, to raise awareness and to show what it's like to keep pushing forward no matter what challenge comes up. One thing I've learned is that muscular dystrophy doesn't define me. Sure, it presents its challenges, but it's not the whole story. There's so much more to life, and places like this park remind me to appreciate what I can do rather than focus on what I can't. Now, if you watched the first episode, you know that I mentioned that I'm the content creator with the orange sticks. What are these sticks, for example? A lot of you will say crutches, which is correct. But this is a certain type of crutch called a forearm crutch. You'll notice it has I almost fell over. You notice it has a pivoting cuff right here that your arm goes through, obviously. But why is that there? All of your weight, when you think about a traditional crutch, like say you broke a bone in your leg or something, and normally the hospital or doctor will give you crutches that brace you under your armpits. So your weight is centered on your shoulders right here. But with these, when I put my arm in here like this, and it's at a slight angle right here, so all my weight's going to be right here on my forearm. Thus the term forearm crutch. So these are my forearm crutches that basically take the weight off my wrists and put them directly on my forearms, giving me more balance. Now, as far as holding myself, I have a lot of muscle still retained in my shoulders. So the muscle there, I'm basically using all of that, and for lack of better words, I'm walking around basically like an animal. I'm technically a quadruped with these things, which allows me to get around and take some weight off of my legs to maneuver much smoother and easily. Back to narration. The last thing I expected to encounter was this beautiful moment between a young couple. He proposed. And she said yes. Congratulations, you two. Hey, yo, real talk, somebody just proposed over here. So I really hope I didn't ruin their plans by being on the point over here. I kind of feel bad and want to apologize, but yeah, that just happened. While I make my way back around the circuit to hopefully meet up with that young couple again and apologize if I got in their way, let's dive a little deeper into what muscular dystrophy really is. Like I said earlier, it's not just one condition, it's a group of genetic disorders that weaken the muscles over time. The term muscular dystrophy, or MD for short, actually covers a broad spectrum of conditions, each with its own specific traits, severity, and progression. Let's start with one of the most well-known types, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or DMD. Not to be confused with the role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons. That's an N, not an M. This type typically affects young boys, and it is caused by a mutation in the gene responsible for producing dystrophin, a protein essential for keeping muscles intact. Symptoms usually appear in early childhood, and over time it leads to progressive muscle weakness. Then there's ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. While ALS is not officially considered a form of muscular dystrophy, it's often mentioned in the same conversation because it also impacts muscle function. In ALS, the nerve cells that control voluntary muscles gradually die, leading to muscle weakness and loss of function. Another example is Becker muscular dystrophy, which is similar to Duchenne but milder and slower in progression. It might not show symptoms until adolescence or even early adulthood. But then there's my type, or the broader term, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, or LGMD. This form specifically affects muscles around the hips and shoulders, aka the limb girdles, which is where it gets its name. Unlike Duchenne or Becker, LGMD often doesn't appear in early childhood. For me, I didn't start noticing symptoms until I was 23 years old. That's one of the unique and sometimes frustrating things about MD. It doesn't affect everyone the same way. For some people, symptoms show up in infancy or early childhood. For others like me, it can take years or even decades before you even realize something's wrong. In my case, it started subtly. I noticed my body getting weaker in ways that didn't make sense. Simple tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even standing up felt much harder than it should have. At first, I thought I was just out of shape, but it became clear that something more serious was going on. It's times like this when I get really distracted. Just look at all the seagulls that are out here on this island. Just look at all those chickens. What makes it even more complicated is that these mutations can occur in different genes, which is why there are so many different types of muscular dystrophy. And research is still ongoing. Now, I have gotten this question before. William, are you still able to walk around? Because if you follow Instagram and follow a bunch of disability streams, you'll notice that not every person that uses mobility aids to get around always needs them 24/7. Now, that is also true for me. For example, if you know the content creator Brown Bakugo, he is a wheelchair user, but you can see him standing and moving around in a lot of his videos. So that means he doesn't use his wheelchair full time. For example, like me, if I take these, and I'll take this one off, I can still walk around. But as how much I can walk around is really up to my muscles. Because for someone like me, if like I'm at home or something, on the daily I fall maybe once or twice a day on average, but I've gotten so used to toppling over that I know how to kind of tuck and roll and not hurt myself. But I've had my fair share of spills, but haven't broken a limb or anything, or nothing really too serious. I just got to be careful on stairs and inclines, and especially like you see behind me here, like all uneven surfaces like that, there can be holes that I can get my crutch stuck in and stuff like that.
To better understand why this happens, it helps to know a little bit about how muscular dystrophy works. In MD, genetic mutations interfere with the production of proteins that are critical for muscle health and repair. When muscles are used during daily activities or exercise, they naturally break down a little and then rebuild. But with MD, that rebuilding process doesn't work properly. Over time, the muscles weaken and lose their ability to function as they should. What makes it even more complicated is that these mutations can occur in different genes, which is why there are so many different types of muscular dystrophy, as I previously mentioned. The age of onset when symptoms first appear depends on the specific type of MD and the severity of the mutation. That's why some people are affected from birth or early childhood, while others, like me, might not notice anything until adulthood. There's no one-size-fits-all experience with muscular dystrophy, and that's why raising awareness is so important. It's also why I'm an advocate for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. It's not always visible, and it doesn't always follow the same timeline. For me, being diagnosed as an adult meant rethinking how I approach daily life, adjusting to new limitations, and finding ways to stay as active and independent as possible. But it also gave me a mission. I realized that with MD doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting, learning, and finding new ways to move forward. And that's what I hope to show through this channel. Whether it's exploring beautiful places like Concord Park or sharing my story, I want to help others see that life doesn't stop just because you face challenges.
Hi there. I just wanted to say congratulations, you two, and I feel bad for filming at the point over there.
No, you're fine. I'm like, hey, look at that dude, he's doing a vlog. And then I looked over and there was another one with the camera, and I go, what?
Yeah, I think I was in your way.
Oh, you're fine.
Trying to stay out of everything, but also make it happen at the convenient time. It just happened where it happened, but you know.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Hey guys, somebody just proposed over here. But yeah, congrats, you two.
Thank you.
Y'all take care.
You too.
It's at this point, doing things like this may seem pretty mundane for the normal person. I took a shortcut to get to the car a little bit quicker because you could probably hear in the audio, I am a bit winded at this point. Although pain and muscle soreness isn't something I regularly deal with, the more I push myself, my legs do, over time, get weaker. So, I'm taking a risk by going through the grass, experiencing things like uneven terrain, and the unseen hole every now and again.
Ooh. And that's what the crutches are for. That was almost bad. This is where I kind of have to put it in four-wheel drive and be careful. So I'm not just rolling down the hill. And now we're back to the sidewalk.
All right, so now I'm back in the warmth of my car. Just to recap, I really hope that clears up any, or at least a lot of the questions that if any of you guys wondered what muscular dystrophy was, since I didn't really go into great detail when I was doing Camo Coffee Critic to explain. Had a great walk in the park. I've got some grass stains on my jeans because I did fall 2.5 times catching that proposal on camera while I was trying to do the intro. That's just something that doesn't happen every day. That's amazing. And if for any reason I didn't get you guys' names, but if you guys are watching this, congratulations to you two. I wish you both a happy marriage. And gosh, that's another thing about being a vlogger. Just, you never know what you're going to capture. And I really wish I had the camera going when I fell the 2 times, but it happened. But if you guys want to see me do more content like this, and you want to see AbleOrange grow and flourish, and you like Camo Coffee Critic, you hear me get to progressively get better and more comfortable talking on the camera, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. As always, my name's William, and this has been AbleOrange. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.